Kris, what is our fourth and final main topic today?
This one comes from Marshall Vaughn. Hey, John, Rob, and Kris. I feel like there's a question no one wants to ask, but I'll ask it. Are Superman and Fantastic Four even relevant anymore? Everyone gets excited about Superman or Fantastic Four potential news and rumors, but the reality is most people I know didn't like Man of Steel. Sorry, John. And the last 3 times they tried to make Fantastic Four movies, they fell flat on their faces. Seems like Superman and Fantastic Four are our grandparents' superheroes.
Ouch.
It pains me to say that since I love Man of Steel and Superman and Lois, but I feel like I'm in the minority. What do you guys think?
All right, Marshall, thanks a lot for sending that in. And listen, you know what? Sometimes the hard discussions are the ones you need to have. And listen, you're not the first one to bring up the idea that Superman isn't relevant anymore. You're not the first one to bring that up. That's actually a conversation. I mean, that's a conversation that was up when what was it called? Clark and Lois? What was it called? Mm-hmm. Was it called Clark and Lois?
Lewis and Clark.
Lois and Clark.
Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
Journey
Lois
Across
and
America.
Clark.
When Superman was doing cartography.
Yeah, when Lois and Clark was on TV. I remember, like, back in the day, I mean, a lot younger, but
Dean
like
Cain.
a lot of conversations. Is Superman even relevant anymore? I remember when Smallville was just coming out, the conversation, does anybody care about Superman anymore? And now fast forward decades later, you know, you get Man of Steel, which I believe Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder's Man of Steel is one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. But whenever I say that, I am met with a cacophony of Superman sucks or Man of Steel sucks. I mean, a lot of people, and that's fair, a lot of people did not like that movie. And it did not do and it came out in an era when superhero movies were starting to make $1 billion. And Superman is the granddaddy of all superheroes. Did not come anywhere near that, even though I thought it was a masterpiece of a film. Fantastic Four is a movie series. Now, granted, you can say they didn't exactly make great movies, but still, they put out 3 different Fantastic Four movies, 4 if you want to count Corman's, which we shouldn't, and we won't. So we'll say 3. So, and like, they all kind of fell flat on their face. The comic series, I remember back when the movies were about to come out, the comic series got canceled. The Fantastic Four comic series got canceled. I mean, they are the first family of Marvel. But does that actually mean anything? So I get it. I completely understand why some would ask the question. That being said, when you ask, isn't Superman and Fantastic Four our grandparents' superheroes? It's fair to say, because the answer to that is yes, they were our grandparents' superheroes. But so was Luke Skywalker. So was the galaxy far, far away. And yet it is as still making billion-dollar movies and generating all this excitement when new shows are coming out and all this kind of stuff. Star Wars is still Star Wars. James Bond was our grandparents, our great-grandparents' spy. Yet James Bond can still come out and make $1 billion, $700 million to $800 million. It can still be all of that. Mickey Mouse was our great-grandparents' thing. People today still love Mickey. It's still as great and as relevant as ever. Hockey was my grandparents' sport. Guess what? It's still the greatest sport in the world. Here's the thing, though. When you ask the question, are they even relevant anymore? I honestly think the answer gets brought up very easily by something you said in your email itself. The moment a Fantastic Four topic comes up, the interest in our channel, you see our channel, the analytics, it spikes. When something about the possibility of Henry Cavill, fingers crossed, of Henry Cavill coming back, whatever, you see the analytics don't lie, not only on our channel, but on others. Interest spikes. People want to know whether, because they really want him back or they really hope he doesn't come back, but people want to know if Henry Cavill's coming back. People want to know, is John Krasinski going to be Reed Richards? Like all these types of things. So I would say the answer to that is this. I think we have clearly seen, I think the data clearly shows that Superman and the Fantastic Four are both absolutely relevant. People are excited about it. People's interests are piqued about it. I think what you're left with, though, is the fact that Superman Returns was not beloved. I thought it was a wonderful movie. That was a poor comic book movie. That was my kind of take on it. But a lot of people did not like Superman Returns. And then Man of Steel comes out. While I think it's a masterpiece, a lot of people didn't like it. Fantastic Four had a number of bad projects in a row. So yeah, there's clearly a stigma, a little bit attached to that. No doubt, I'm not denying it. But the interest is undeniably still there. So are they still relevant? Well, when we get more stories, when John Krasinski makes comments that makes it sound like he might be Reed Richards, do those videos blow up? Yes, they do. So yeah, the interest is there. So I think it's a fair question to ask, but I think the answer is yes. Superman and Fantastic Four, as far as movie-going audiences go, I think they're absolutely still relevant. Kris, he brings up a legitimate question.
Yeah.
And there are reasons to ask the question. So I don't blame the question at all, but what do you think for modern audiences today? Are Superman and Fantastic Four still something that can be relevant?
I mean, I would counter with, is anything really relevant until it's part of the zeitgeist? Iron Man wasn't particularly relevant, and a lot of people thought, why is this the superhero movie that's happening? This kind of B-lister in the Marvel universe? Okay. And look where that got us, right? Obviously, people are interested in this because we keep talking about it, right? And right now, we just have an execution problem. And isn't that more exciting in a way when you get a new property? Maybe this is the time they get it right. Maybe this time we'll get lucky. Maybe this time they'll stay. Musical theater.
Sounds like me on Tinder. Sorry, please keep going.
Oh, poor Anne. No. But so I think that we're just waiting for the right versions of these characters, and hope springs eternal. We want that. S means hope. We want a Superman film that we all can rally behind. And I think it's a character, too, that a lot of people still can identify with. I think right now we just have a generation of new Marvel and DC fans and all these kinds of fans, right, who just haven't had these heroes introduced to them. We haven't had Superman in a movie for a minute. We haven't had the Fantastic Four since they were doing terrible dances, right, with Jessica Alba. We have. Well, yeah, we haven't had that in a moment.
Yeah.
But we have totally a ton of opportunity here to make them relevant again. And I love these characters, so I'm excited about it.
Rob, I mean, as you're probably like me, that when I first read that email, I kind of recoiled a little bit. Like, eh.
Oh, I did too.
But it's not being unreasonable to ask those questions given the recent history and stuff like that. So when we put the question to you, can Superman and characters like the Fantastic Four still be relevant to movie-going audiences today?
Look, I think every concept, every character is one good story away from relevancy. It doesn't matter how old a character is. I mean, how many biblical stories are we still telling thousands of years later? I mean, all we need is one great treatment of Marvel's first family. And I think that unfortunately, the first Fantastic Four movies predated the MCU. And then Josh Trank's movie came out while the MCU was not embryonic, but
yeah, it had started. It had started for forming its identity.
But, if you'd asked me, John, 20 years ago, if we would have Avengers movies and that we were going to make, I would have said, what? And somebody would have said, yeah, you know what? They're going to make an Iron Man movie and a Thor movie and a Captain America movie first. I would have said, you are high. You are smoking the dank nugs. There is no way, because if you look at the Captain America movie that we had before, are you kidding me? No. Look at Thor on the Incredible Hulk TV show. Like, really? The last time I saw Thor portrayed well was in Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, so
I mean, that was come on now.
Man. Hemsworth ain't got nothing on D'Onofrio.
And yet, look where we are now. I mean, it's anything can be made great. When someone talks about, you talk about grandparent superheroes. When do you think Captain America was introduced to the public? He fought Nazis in the 40s. Like, for really, in the 40s. It was in the pages of a comic book, but it was in the 40s. All of these superheroes are your grandparents' superheroes. I mean, Miss Marvel is the only one of, like, the modern age.
Yeah.
Even Moon Knight's from 1975.
Yeah.
So we are one story. You are always one great story away from relevancy. And I think that's true more than ever. And now we have the tools and we have the technology. What we need is the writing. We need the vision. You need the writing, the directing, and you need the right characters.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I'm glad you brought up the Captain America thing, because there was a lot of questions when that was going. It's like, is Captain America even relevant anymore?
I mean, and that was a
Really?
period piece.
That was a
place in
period
the 40s
piece.
too.
So what do you think? Can Superman and Fantastic Four still be relevant today? I say absolutely 100%. What do you guys think about that? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Peacock's new series, The Resort. In Peacock's must-see new series, there's more than just trouble in paradise. There's a flip phone, a disappearance, and a suspiciously timed hurricane. The Resort, a new Peacock original from the creators of Palm Springs and Mr. Robot, is an unexpected exploration of how love, marriage, and family can be a real trip. When a couple finds an old flip phone in the jungle on an anniversary getaway, they are unknowingly pulled into an unsolved mystery, a bizarre case that went cold 15 years prior when a once-in-a-century storm wiped away all the evidence. This journey through the Mayan Riviera will take you from the edge of your seat to the depths of human experience and back again. Starring William Jackson Harper, Kristen Milioti, Luis Gerardo Mendez, and Nick Offerman, The Resort is streaming now only on Peacock.